We're talking about retail media. It's 2025, if you could believe it. If you could set one resolution for brands in 2025 regarding retail media, what would it be?
I'm really big on this concept of discipline. And the reason I think it's so important is because you can't innovate without it. So the resolution for brands is embracing a culture of innovation through discipline. And that's how I want to think about retail media, because we don't want to squash innovation, and we want to be able to test, and we want to be able to learn and try new things, not be afraid of failing. You have to have those principles really, really clearly laid out within your organization. And then once you have that, then that's where the innovation comes in.
My recommendation for a New Year's resolution around retail media is how can we think about retail media not as a silo, but as a capability across all of marketing. It's not a job for one team. It's not a job for one budget. It's not a job for one person or group of people. It really is an opportunity to look at point of purchase data, closed loop measurement, targeting, and all of these capabilities that can really drive a ton of value across the entire funnel. I think that brands should really be thinking about that resolution of thinking of retail media across every component of their business.
I think that one of the resolutions that we need to have within our businesses is that we need to understand how Gen AI is going to play into what we do on a daily, weekly, and annual basis, and how it can improve our lives. As we look forward into the future, it's almost impossible to guess how it's going to impact us, but we can understand that it's going to impact us. And so I think like one of the things we should all be resolved to is the idea that we need to stay up on the latest and greatest of what's happening and understand how it's going to impact us personally, us professionally.
We've been measuring this metric that has been really increasingly popular for us, which is incremental reach. 71% of members engaging with our Scan and Go ads were incremental in reach. This is a really cool thing for advertisers to take advantage of, because now we talk about incrementality. It might not be conversion, but you're actually reaching new people, new members in the way that you want to.
Really focus on omni-channel. Like, I think you can't just think about one on-site. Purchases happen everywhere. You need to reach your customers across. You need to make sure that you're really focused on the right goals and that you continue to hone that. We talked about in-store attribution and sales lift, and so making sure that you're really honing in on these additional measurement and metrics as they continue to launch. And then I would say expand where you're spending, like looking at just one retail media network. There is so much out there, but if you limit yourself to just one, unfortunately, it's a very competitive landscape. And so you're then going to miss it, and, potentially your competitor isn't.
What I would say is I would encourage the brands to leverage Roundel's 2025 innovation to both simplify and also cut through the retail media clutter to help connect in a more seamless way with the target guests and drive more meaningful business outcomes.
I think brands and agency partners on behalf of brands have to materially step up their utility of first-party data signals. And everybody's a different starting point, right? So you can't just test your way in small scale with the breadth of evolution and the new activation channels that are moving so quickly. The role retail data will play to help brands win, right, grow really responsibly is very, very strong. We've proven that over the last few years. And efficiency and effectiveness can coexist. Brands have established practices and processes for a long time, and it's hard. It's hard to disrupt something that's moving pretty smoothly. But I think everybody should ask themselves, is it delivering the business results we want? And if the answer is no, be bolder. Be bolder in taking new steps and testing new data sources at the start. If you don't change your planning mechanics, which is the data inputs that are influencing your audience plans, you can't expect the business outcomes to change. So start on planning, start on audience, test materially different audience strategies, and then move fast. And it's going to come back to bold moves from brand marketers and big agency partners that are all in to bring this forward on behalf of brands.
All right, be bold, be fast.
Let's go.
All right, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
That's a great one. We will also make that another goal too.
Yes.
All right, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.